Hey Libra, welcome to my channel. Welcome to your March reading. I am using the Archangel Power Tarot cards for this deck for this month. I'm really drawn to using angel cards because Pisces gives me that angelic energy, and I feel like a lot of us have been having a lot of synchronicities. A lot of angel numbers are popping up here, there, and everywhere, and it's a really great sign that our angels have our backs and are guiding us during this time. So let's see what we've got in store for you, Libra. I'm also using the Archangel Oracle cards. And I'm also using Indigo Angel cards as well. Interesting. Final cards. Bit of a shuffle there. Bit of a whatever. Anyway, starting off for you, Libra, we have Knight of Ariel. Trustworthy, understanding, devoted, funny. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan, and you're being watched over by someone kind. Okay. So I do feel like this is a really prosperous time. I do feel like this is a time to be working with energies to really get into any projects, any kind of career ideas, advances that you've been hoping for or working towards. Now is the time to really put this into action. And it really is time to kind of kick starting all the planning we have been doing. It is more of a taking the steps into those. And I do get a sense for you, Libra, of being very kind to yourself in doing this. I do feel like you've perhaps been a little bit more harsher with yourself in terms of financial income, whether it's not being where you want to be at or you're too distracted elsewhere. Because I feel like last year you were back and forth with priorities because you're trying to find this healthy balance. So be sure that you are being kind, but I do feel like it is time to take action and to focus on a goal. I feel as though you have places you want to be going, and I feel like what you feel stopping you is the financial aspect. And I feel like this month of March is a very great time to start seeing that come in, and for you to start really actively making sure you are being proactive towards them goals. And I feel like you can just sort of see that coming into you during this time. And to harness that kind of energy that's coming in as well, rather than be passive and allow it to pass you by, use this moment. Next, we have Queen of Raphael, kind, understanding, giving, psychic, trust in your intuition. But again, kind pops out in both of these cards with both Ariel and Raphael. I feel like healing in kindness and being kind to yourself feels very much necessary. This card does say follow your heart, a love of home, family, trustworthy psychic information. So I feel as though, like I said in the beginning, like there's a lot of intuitive kind of wisdom coming through us at this moment, and we're all kind of next leveling on the spiritual gifts. This comes where we do have to be a bit more nurturing towards ourselves and making sure we're taking care of our basic fundamental needs, make sure we're eating well, getting plenty of rest, and just listening to our bodies. So keep that in mind. However, I feel a deeper feeling of like trust in what you know. I feel like you don't need a whole lot of external guidance around anything in your life at the moment. It's all what you know and trusting in that. Um, but I feel like you're actually in a very good position here, and actually as though you're on top. Because if I show you the imagery in this, I feel as though like you're the one that's in this kind of throne, just sitting there, trusting and knowing that you are right. And I feel like you're in this position where you are right. So it's okay to feel in that. But again, remember the kindness aspects. There's no need to be egotistical in this niceness, in this right, like being too righteous, I guess is what I want to say. I feel like sometimes we have this habit of when we know we're right, we can come across as like, I'm right, so I was right all along. I told you so. Which is not really proactive within our relationships, even though sometimes we get joy from, being proven right a little bit. I feel as though just be humble, but understand that you can trust in your instincts. With this, again, we have clairvoyance as well, which is, again, another card of trusting in what you know. This is Archangel Raziel, and he says, I am helping your spiritual insight to awaken fully so that you can clearly see heavenly love. And this is about us really opening up to those channels and being allowed to kind of, this is more like love in general. It's like when we are so busy with everyday life, we sometimes just shut ourselves off from the more emotional connections. So when we are going about day to day, we forget to see the love that's in there. We forget to see the love in the actions of others. I feel as though, like, with all that you're going through in life, is opening you up to see the love again in that potential. I just felt like saying, seeing the love again within that. I am seeing chakra alignment. I feel as though that could be some time of healing for yourself, doing meditations, working with your chakra, making sure that they are clear channels and open. Um, but it feels very much like trust in your heart. So that could be a place to work on if you are feeling blocked, maybe the heart chakra. Or if not the heart chakra, your crown chakra, and just getting here to here. So I'm not feeling the need to unblock, but I feel like if you are feeling blockages, these are the areas that are standing out to me the most within the chakra staff that he is holding. That was a bit of a mouthful. Okay, I've just been eating crackers before I filmed this, so my mouth's a little bit dry. All is well. So again, we have Archangel Jeremiah this time. To me, he gives me dream energy. I actually have a candle, a pyramid candle that I sell with crystals in, and I set it with blessings, etc., with dream energy, and I feel like he is the angel that kind of can help you get good night's rest, see the visions within your sleep, that kind of thing. But anyway, Jeremiah says everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, which hidden blessings you will soon understand. So again, that's what I just sort of said. It feels as though everything that's happening is for a purpose, and I do get the sense, again, it being heart-based, of opening you up to a next level of love in terms of receiving and giving out, but also understanding seems to pop up, an understanding of something, which again, it says in the end of there as well, you will soon understand. But I just feel like for you, in terms of wisdom and understanding of others, I feel like this might do that for you. um Trust, and again, you are being really advised to trust in the messages, trust in yourself and your guidance, trust in your intuition. I kind of get this sense of you feeling as though something is not off, something is off somewhere for you. And within this, you are being told one thing and you want to trust something, but yourself is telling you another thing. Where that is the case, like, this is basically saying all the way from the beginning, trust your heart, you know, in your heart, trust in yourself, and be kind to yourself with that knowledge. Um, because over here, I'm skipping to this part, I will touch on this again, you also have love yourself. So I do get this whole sense of being kind to yourself through any journey in your life during this time. I just get this sense of vulnerability, but I feel as well it's because again, you have these goals that are not quite being reached yet, and you need to realize that these it's steps, you are going to get there. It just might not be as quick as you're desiring, and I think you know that it's not possible for you to have it overnight. But it still is daunting, and I feel like it is hindering maybe your own health a little bit, because it's like a stress that's just there in the back of your mind. So be kind to yourself and ensure that you are taking care of your well-being in regards to this. Next we have Archangel Jeremiah again, so he's here for you, popping up twice right next to each other too, and he's really is saying there's new beginnings, finding your purpose, and forgiving. You are coming into a forgiving and compassionate view of the past. Interesting. I feel like, again, this time of year, astrologically, for all of us, we really are moving on from our past, and I feel like we keep having these little times where we're touching on it. And weirdly, we're not in a retrograde, but I feel in a Mercury retrograde, sorry, at the moment. But I do feel like we are been thrown a little bit in this last year of retrogrades, and then Mercury retrograde's been really bringing it all up, because it's been retrograding with Mars and with other planets that have done all of this, bringing things right up that you have to deal with, because we're just not living that way anymore. And so I feel like that energy is sort of staying with us in a productive way now, not like in Mercury in retrograde energy where we're a little bit like overwhelmed and it brings it to a high stress. I feel like it's lingering in the terms that we're in a very good space to be able to forgive and move on and let go. And this is what I'm seeing that for you. So you may have things come to your mind that's triggering things from the past. That could be here with trust in your gut as well. It may be triggering something that's making you feel uneasy, but it is a time for you to revisit those things from a loving space and realize that that's not who you are and where you are now in this life. It's not what you will accept in this life that you are choosing to live now. And I do feel like that's the key word here is choosing. I do think that actively we are all choosing the way that we live now, which is how it should be. We should always be choosing what's best for ourselves, choosing what's in alignment with our goals and what's going to help us in areas of our lives and where we want to be. But I feel like really the way that our society has been built and gone, we passively have lived lives for many generations now where we just like, I need to earn money to live, send to my family, make sure my family's safe, take care of my family, and take care of my home. And like that is the only one vision that you have for yourself, and that's been contently how people have lived. We now realize that actually life is more full of that. We live in this beautiful world that we can harness, we can enjoy with our families. We don't have to work recklessly our entire lives. Who looks at their grandparents, like from like our great grandparents, and thinks, I want their life? Yes, we want like sometimes we want their financial that they had because our grandparents owned like factories. They worked so hard for all that they had. They might have left a nice little inheritance behind. However, when you look at their lives, it's like, oh, like their kids, like our parents and our grandparents, like, have daddy issues, have mummy issues, because it wasn't a healthy way for them to live. And we're acknowledging that through these generations, and we're the first generation to really truly realize we can have it all, but we have to realize what we want more. Some people are really career driven, and that is amazing. And that is the life that they should pursue, because it's really, they realize what makes them tick is having those challenges, kicking those goals, and they like to provide for their families. And that is totally okay as well. There is no way, shape, or form in any generation that nowadays that we're trying to suppress people to stop them from living that life if that suits them. And there are generally people that suit that, but there are a whole lot of other people that are creative that were never allowed to be, that were told, you're lazy because you want to sit and paint all day and earn money from a picture rather than go out and work hard doing something you don't love and that brings you next to no income, when you can sell a picture for just as much as you can earn in a month. Like, some people have a different aspiration. And now we're coming into this generation where we're realizing that we can have both of that in this world. And you need that. We'll all have our place in society. We all have these cogs. And yeah, I'm loving that energy. So I'm touching on this, feeling like I need you to realize that you have a choice to live exactly the way that you desire to live, and you don't need to settle for anything. And this includes by not trusting in your intuition and just settling for the way you may have blindly trusted something and then eventually been proven wrong. I feel like you're right, and you need to deal with that now and come into this space of forgiveness for yourself. Because next card is High Priestess. And also Love Yourself is the one that crosses the energy of this area. It's in all of these next cards that I'm reading, including the one I just read. This is Archangel Haniel. I don't know if I said that right. Powerful psychic insights. Trust your intuition. You were right. Reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. I do feel like you need to come into a place of peace within your life, with any dynamics that you're dealing with at this moment, because I feel as though you already know from the space you're in, you know what you want. If other people or other things are not in alignment with that, then so be it. You will be perfectly fine. And I think this is something it's not nice when we have to deal with certain things, but I just get this sense of you coming into this high and mighty. You are right. So stand by yourself. Be stubborn if you need to be stubborn. And then, whatever comes of that, you have come from the place where you're in the right. You are knowing where you want to be. You are again manifesting the life that you desire. And at the end of the day, you realize that if other people are not okay with that and not going with that, it's because they're not on that same wave anymore. They're not in that wavelength, and either they join you or they leave you. And I feel like that's a power move right there. But again, I think you need to take time, meditation feels like it's really kicking in here for you, Libra, because I feel like, again, you are getting insights from this, but you are also getting this self-care, this being kind, love yourself vibe with that. You're taking time to yourself to connect to the universe, to make sure that your body is centered. You are taking time out, and that is exactly the energy I'm feeling that you need in your life right now. And again, it's you being focused in the direction that you want to go. And I feel like getting yourself spiritually centered will filter out into other areas of your life. Love yourself. So this card really is saying be kind to yourself. Again, when it comes down to love, we need to make sure that number one, us, we are number one, is loved, is feeling loved by ourselves. Receiving and giving that in balance is then how we are able to feel it when we are receiving it in return, but also love authentically to others. It's not coming from a place of, I should love you because you're this person. It's, I love you because I accept you for who you are, and I'm acceptance of who I am in myself. I hope that makes sense, Libra. We have Epiphany. It's definitely revelations for you. You are really receiving things and knowing things during this time. And I feel like you are having these moments of realization. This says joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. Meditate, Libra. Get on that meditation. I am getting colors of the rainbow in this card as well. It's hermit vibes. It is wisdom coming through from the art of um, reflection and kind of taking yourself away from the world. So less social, taking the time that you need in order to come out of that cave enlightened and knowing things that kind of you didn't know before. You need to take that time. That's kind of the hermit energy, and that's the epiphany of Archangel Raziel that we're getting. And you have Raziel twice in different cards. Again, these are two different decks where you've had the angels come through with Raziel and both Jeremiah as well. It's very is dreamy spiritual connecting energy with those archangels. If we had Michael and again with Raphael, they're very much more on the physical in terms of health and well-being. Michael's all about protection and like brotherhood of helping you through things. These angels are more very spiritual and enlightening. If you had Metatron as well, you do. You also have Metatron, so you're definitely going through some kind of spiritual growth here, and that comes with discomfort. That comes with things happening in our life that we need to make sure are in alignment with us, because it's basically a way of really what happens in our mundane life really is a reflection on what's happening on our spiritual life as well. When things are getting on top of us, we are really not nurturing our spiritual need and our well-being, which are spiritual and physical are connected. They are balanced the two. And Libra, you are the sign of balance. And I feel like when one is off, you are a sign that it can really impact more drastically than not. Sorry, my son passed me his iPad. It's died. It's tragic. After Epiphany, we have Five of Gabriel. A challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the dramas of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. I do feel like you need to come from a place of understanding. I do feel like there's just kind of turmoil within yourself, and I feel like that's making you in return not react to things in the way that is more healthy for you, is what I would say with that. I feel as though it's like internal, and again, I feel this is that spiritual struggle. I do feel this need of you to withdraw, going into hermit mode, in order to make sure that you can react instead of you can act instead of react. That kind of vibe. But it is saying that again, and I get a sense of coming to peace. When you come to peace with things, things can very easily resolve, and I feel like it will come with quite a quick resolution. Passion, we have Archangel Haniel. You've got her twice as well in two different decks. So your angels that are standing out the most to me would be Raziel, Jeremiah, and Haniel. I don't know if I say it right. It's like Daniel, but with a H. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love, life, and career. Definitely feel like recentering on that financial prosperity, on how you're going to bring that abundance to you. And I do get this level of this being something you need to switch your focus to make sure that you're doing. It just feels something that is in alignment that's going to keep you happy while you're earning. I feel as though that's something here. Like it's like you're getting the gold, but you're enjoying the journey. This is what I mean. And I think that's again with passion that comes with that. If we enjoy what we're doing, it doesn't feel like work. And that's exactly what I feel here. And it feels as though you can get a renewed love here for your work. I do feel as though, as I say, that a revelation in terms of something coming into place that makes you take a next step in terms of work or income may come to you for this month. Teaching and learning. Archangel Zedekiel, keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. I do feel like it is a great time for you to be expanding your knowledge, but again, spiritual based knowledge, it feels like what it could be helpful is something along the lines of spirituality and well being, being you then spiritually teaching others what you have learned and practice in your everyday to day life as well. We have Ace of Raphael. We have a lot of new beginning, restarting cards here. So I do feel like it's just reconnecting, taking inventory, like restarting something. I know I said restarting, but it's just like that. It's like it doesn't feel like you're just beginning, it's reigniting that flame. As though the candle's blown out and you're about to reignite it and get going. A positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. I do feel relationship among all of this with this trusting in your instincts, and go with the heart. All of that is giving me touches on relationships, but I do feel like again it's more you internal work than it is in your external relationship. However, this can signify that if you are having dynamics with a relationship that coming to this new level of understanding. And I feel again saying that it starts with you, of you making sure that you are nurtured and being understood within this. And I feel again this touches on that past, on how things have affected you and it triggering. This could very much be relationship um drawn, and I think you need to work on something within you in order to bring that into the relationship dynamic. Again, especially working with things, if you are working with something where you know you're right but they're trying to prove that you're wrong, and that dynamic, I feel like that's their trauma but it's triggering things within you. For Raphael, after this, seek out other possibilities. Look for magic in life and be aware of your own emotions. So, again, even in relationships with me being on the same mindset, you need to be taking care of you. And I do feel this need to step away from being so within the relationships. And this can be friendships, lovers, family. I just feel as though you stepping away and taking time to nurture your needs. Maybe even in a sense that you've had a lot of time just being around others and supporting others, that it's time for you to start doing that for yourself at the moment, to be aware of how you are actually feeling, and why it's making you feel that way. Again, this is that spiritual nurturing and checking in with yourself. Prioritize this is the Archangel Metatron wisdom. He's saying focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. And this is purple. I definitely get from heart chakra up, in terms of the chakras that need to have attention or just be utilized for your benefit during this time. So whether that being literally activating your third eye, connecting through meditation, um, in order to get the insights that you need. Um, and I feel as though he really is actually offering you spiritual guidance. I do feel like you need to channel in the way that you channel best. Meditation is coming up multiple times. So I do think Libra, having that be something that you actively do at least for this month, whether it be once a week on your Friday, Saturday, Sundays, when you have the time for downtime, just making sure you're checking in, doing a little, whatever your form of meditation is, yoga, quiet music, whatever it is that works for you. Definitely get on that. Think about it. It's time of contemplation. It is a time for you to go within, check in with yourself, and make sure you are nurturing all of your needs. Loving this for you, Libra. I do feel like you are literally reigniting passions. You're starting stuff, new beginnings. Not taking anyone else's shit is a feel for this. But knowing that you need to nurture yourself, taking time out, unapologetically, making sure that you're being kind to yourself and taking care of your needs. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. Please subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with any future readings that I offer. And I'll see you next month. Thank you, guys.